Fans right here to talk about Boku no Hero Academia chapter 106. I want to talk about Shindu, Yuuga, and Bakugo. So in the beginning of the chapter, you get to see some insight on Shindu's character, the one who tried to shake hands with Bakugo a couple of chapters back when they were doing the introduction. And he is a very smart guy. He's very conniving. He understands the situation pretty well. He can read it well. He understands that everyone is in disarray because people had concentrated on Yue with all of them having that so much exposure that they're losing sight of what their goal is that they still have to get other people to pass the exam. And the window to pass the exam is getting smaller and smaller. So that was like right before 60 examinees had passed. So you definitely know that they were part of that group. And that's all we get from him and Shindu and his group. He dropped like the good boy act apparently. And then that's it for him in the rest of the chapter. But I'm looking forward to seeing more of Shindu. The guy is pretty conniving. And I probably don't trust him as far as like him giving your word for something, because he might backstab you for some case. He might try to give you some false information. Who knows? But keep an eye on Shindu's character. One thing, Bakugo acknowledging fucking Deku for like, is this the first time? He tells him straight up. He tells him, Deku, you piece of shit, you passed too. And like, and then Midoriya's like, oh yeah, shit, yeah I did. But then he mentions like, oh, that with that power of yours, it would make sense. And then Deku's like, what the fuck? Did he just acknowledge me? And then Kachan brings up a similar line that they had brought up with each other a long time back in UA when he said, that borrowed power, did you make it your own? Which is something that Deku had said to him way back when he first told him that I'm not up to your standard, because this is a borrowed power that I had not made my own, and I don't feel like this quirk is mine yet. So until that's when I feel like I'll be at your level. So I think Bakugo is asking him, are you at my level yet? Do you feel like you're at my level where we can like feel like equals? And I think that's his way of telling like Deku, are you coming up? You're almost ready there. Are you ready for me to kick your ass? Or are you ready for us to like go at it one day? And I thought that was really interesting. With that one line, you get a flashback in your mind when Deku first told Bakugo about his borrowed quirk. Ugh, I'm getting bad with my fucking words. God damn. Anyway, so we get to that part, and then everyone else is meeting with everyone else at the meeting arrangement where they had passed, and they're giving off their balls or taking off their targets. And freaking Uraraka and some of the classes, they have like this chant. They're like, yatta, yatta. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, that's funny. The comedy is pretty cool. Like the balance of this chapter with the comedy, some serious character development, some character insight on how people think and how they act. It was really cool. But we also got some character development for Yuuga, which I'm like so happy. He's always been the guy who's just like the fucking comedic guy, you know? He's always making jokes. He's like, everyone's always cutting him off. He's always wants to be different. But you get some serious insight on him. You see like a little dialogue bracket of him saying, oh, like, Dad or Mom, why am I so different from everyone else? And apparently him and Ida, or like they barely made it, him and Ida, they found each other. And Ida, I like this about Ida too, is that he doesn't mind if he doesn't fail, even though he wants to pass. But he's the class president. He wants to lead everyone else to pass. And not just, pass on his own, be the lone guy that goes and passes and everyone else fails. I think he'd prefer it if he failed and everyone else passed, rather than he just failed and everyone else, rather than he just passed and everyone else failed. I think that would probably eat at Ida. And I really like that about his character. He's so selfless. But nonetheless, he still shows that I still want to get my fucking license exam, man. I feel like this is something my brother would do. So him and Yuuga work together. And Yuuga, and he does this move where he shines his laser up in the air and it's blinding and it's distracting everyone else. It's attracting other people's power. And you get Tokoyami, you get the other heroes who, thanks to his distraction, they're able to group up together and they're able to get everyone else who was distracted or blinded. And then you got Mineta, man. He's like throwing the balls, get everyone that you can. Ah! He's like going nuts. Fucking Mineta is just hilarious, man. And Yuuga, he tries to pass it off as like, oh, I'm just trying to stand out, I'm always the special guy. I want to stand out. And they thank him like, oh, this is all thanks to you. And even Aizo was like, holy shit, like they all passed. Wasn't expecting that. There was a possibility that someone was going to get left out because there weren't too many slots open. And I'm surprised, like, I get that everyone passed, and I think like it's reasonable to think that all the best of UA would pass because they are part of UA. They're living up to the hype of them being part of UA. The next exam is going to be probably more difficult, but it's going to be familiar to them because half of the students of UA are familiar with actual real rescue work when it came to on the front lines in the real life of being a hero. And that's why in the end of this chapter you see Deku, he's like, oh, rescue work, the true origin of a hero. And it shows like in the background of a flashback of him saving Bakugo from the villains back when All Might was taking on All for One. All for One. Yeah, All for One. All for One. I get mixed up sometimes between One for All and All for One. But so like I'm looking forward to this, and it's like some familiarity with Deku and half of the students. So I'm expecting Todoroki, Dekugo, and Bakugo and Momo to do really well. Everyone else might be a little like it might struggle for them a little. But I think they're gonna be helped by the guys who actually experience true rescue work in the front lines. And I'm looking forward to next week's chapter. This chapter was really good, man. We got some character development for some characters that we don't normally get that with. Guys who are like meant to be comedic purposes like Yuuga. And I like that about this, man. No character gets left behind. That's it for me, guys. 4 out of 5. Good chapter. Fantot out.